Okay, hello. Welcome to my little tour of my yard. I'm here in Virginia Beach and growing a lot of tropical, subtropical, and temperate fruit. And just a little view here from the backyard. I guess a little bit of a lake here. We're gonna kind of pan over, and I don't even really know where to start, but we'll start with a little pawpaw tree here. And got a few pawpaws, and see back there I've got them kind of netted up because you don't want the critters to get them. And got some more down here. And you can take a look right in here. There's a few. You got a couple right there too. And this is the couple of different varieties that got grafted here. There's a KSU Atwood. There is a Prima 1216, I think that's what it's called, and I've got a Potomac back here too. And let's see, we're gonna I guess pan over, and this is a kind of a this Rosapote is trying to recover from some neglect and a bad couple of winters, and it's making its way back. I've got some better plants which you'll see, plants in better shape, that is. This right here is a Ventura fig, which was in the ground. I had a big specimen in the ground and I took a cutting. Luckily I saved that, and the bigger one died when I tried to transplant it. And here we've got a little pomegranate. Can't remember the variety of it. It's labeled on there. Can't get to it, but we'll get to that at some point. Here is a Nacon pomelo, and it's laying on some blueberries back here. We've got a fig here. This is a curry plant with it's got a little bit of some berries there. This is a really nice little tree, and it's pretty fragrant leaves, and of course you can use that cooking. Here I'll kind of back up. This is in just a second a Kazaki pomegranate, and it's doing pretty well for me. Probably got around 10 varieties of pomegranate. I don't know if you can kind of see where there's a few different pretty good fruit set here. And let's see what else we got here. This is a Gamboge, and just a seedling. We'll see what happens with that. And we've got a bunch of different varieties of citrus, which I'll show you maybe in a separate video, because that'll take a while. I've got probably about 100, at least 100, maybe 150 different varieties of citrus. Here's a Abu. Oh my god, I see some pretty bad aphids on there. I gotta get rid of those. So this is a nice tropical fruit. So you see that there. Hasn't fruited for me yet, but at some point hopefully it will. And this is we're gonna skip over the citrus and do that some other time. There's a lot of those. A couple of different varieties of pomegranate. This is a Mola Napes, and what we got over here, this is, it's getting dark too. This is a Vina. It's a Vina, and then there's a Zodi back here kind of hiding. Let's go over this way. Got some pretty good fruit, cool looking fruit here. This is a desert knee. Yeah, there's another one here, maybe a couple others. I'll continue on. Let's see what we got over here. Forget what this variety is. It's kind of leaning all over. My yard is pretty crazy, but let's kind of peek in here what variety we got. This is Sunt. I don't know how you say that exactly, but anyhow, let's skip over to a couple other things. This is one of the Romance cherries. I think this is a Carmine Jewel. It's getting pretty sizable. Hard to tell, differentiate where it is, because it's got a lot of other plants around it. It's had a pretty decent fruit set earlier this year. Fruit was pretty good. And right here we've got in a pot a cherry of the Rio Grande. I've got it growing here. I'm still waiting on that thing to bear. It's kind of been a shy bear for me, and I know it's in a it could probably be in a bigger pot. Maybe get that repotted. Right here, this is a santol. This is a pretty popular fruit in the Asian countries. It has great looking reddish orange leaves when they start ready to fall off. So that is I believe that's a cutting grown or a layered tree. So at some point, hopefully this is going to yeah, it's an air layer. Hopefully this will one day fruit for me. What we got over here, this is a black Surinam cherry. This is a Zills black Surinam cherry, and I'm waiting on these to flower. Certainly big enough now. This is a seedling mango, which I'll probably graft over at some point. I'm sorry, the AC is going on right now, and it's hard to hear me. We'll go over this way. This oh, right here we've got a Kerry. It's a Kerry star fruit. I've almost killed that a few times, and it's growing really big now. It's fruited quite a bit too. Last year I neglected to water it on accident a couple times, and it's died back. Now it's coming back, and I'm sure it'll fruit. We'll try to flower at least by the end of the year. And let's see what we got over here. Some more citrus, a bunch of citrus. This is a Cos guava. It's a Cos guava tree. It's from seed. It's supposed to be really good tasting fruit, and I've not tried it yet. But with most of the trees back here, you just have hope at some point they're going to fruit for you, so you can sample it. This is a Soursop, and it was a pretty big tree right here. It used to be pretty tall, had flowered, but didn't get it to fruit yet. It's died back. You see it's trying to grow back. And right here we got some Big Nay. Produces a little berry. Really pretty tree, though. A little flower. You just have to grow a couple of different ones since they are a dioecious tree. So you'll have to have a male and a female. I've got quite enough here to make sure that I'll have one of each. So at some point that should flower for me. Fruit. This is a Cabaluda. This is a Cabaluda here, which is also called a yellow Jaboticaba, and it has flowered, and I think it has fruited, and just this year it didn't. And I've got another one that has done the same, but just didn't fruit this year, but we'll see. Right here we've got a Coolidge improved pineapple guava. This one's in the ground, zone 8A, and there's some fruit right here. You can see makes a pretty good tasting fruit. I usually just cut in half and scoop out the center part of it. This one produces kind of more of a roundish type fruit, and I've got one right over here. We'll go to that. This is a Nasmetz. Produces a kind of elongated fruit here, more elongated, and pretty tasty as well. I've got a select seedling I've kept over on the other side that I like a whole lot too, because it makes some pretty sweet fruit. A little bit smaller than these two name varieties, but it makes a pretty good fruit. Here's my regular Jaboticaba. This is probably, I don't know, maybe 8 years old or so. Doing pretty well. And I've got one a little bit older, a little bit taller, and neither of them have flowered yet, but we're just gonna give it some more time, see what happens. This right here is a Bruce Canistel, and I love the fruit, like the egg fruit. And here's a few flowers. I'm hoping that we get some fruit this year. Okay, and then down here we've got some grafts. This is a Lidstrom Atimoya. And I've got a few different ademoyas and chirimoyas growing here. I got some with fruit on it, but not these here. This is Sabor. This is Elixir. We've got some Miracle fruit here, fruit trees. Miracle fruit. There's actually a fruit right here. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was formed. This is the fruit that makes things that are sour taste sweet. The effect, after you eat the fruit, the effect kind of lasts a little bit, and it's a pretty interesting little effect that it has with the properties of the fruit. So this is a tree that I've been growing. It's a tropical tree. Unfortunately, I got it from a buddy, and that was he's got a farm in Puerto Rico, and I've been growing it out, but I just don't remember what it is. And I asked him, and he's actually not sure either. But maybe one day when it fruits, or maybe when y'all can tell me what it is, if you recognize this, what this tree is. Pretty tree though, really drought resistant. Here is a governor's plum. Got one little plum here that I pollinated. It also needs a male and a female plant. These are really easy tree to grow. Not very demanding at all. I think it might be considered invasive in some parts, but I enjoy it. First year I'm getting to sample the fruit. Hopefully no critter will run away with the fruit before I get to sample it. Right here, this is a corazon, or I guess what they call it, a bullock's heart fruit tree. So I had a couple of these. I lost one one winter. This one's hung in there for me. This is a jujube grafted, kind of a wacky bark graft. You can see how it's healing, but it's happy. Got a bunch of fruit forming. This is a sugarcane variety. I believe it's one of the better varieties. I've got probably about 6 varieties of them, and this makes one of the best tasting fruit. Honey jar and sugarcane are the best ones. I don't even pay attention to the other ones so much anymore, which I can show you later on once we get to the other side of the yard. So let me just stop at this point, and I'm gonna continue in a minute, or maybe a little later. I think we might be a little bit getting too dark for you to see everything. This is actually a lemon. One last thing, this is a lemon cucumber, a whole lot more mature than it really should be. Should have picked these a long time ago. These are pretty much probably going to seed now. So alright, that's it for this part. See you later.